This is Kenny with Sound Deluxe Car Audio from Chula Vista, here doing the SoundSkins installation of the door skin templates on a 2009 to 14 F-150. We're going to start by removing the driver's door panel. There's going to be a little plug inside the door handle right here in the door cup. I'm going to pop that out. There's an 8mm bolt that goes in there. Then you want to get like an angle tool or something like this. Go inside where the door handle actually is and pull back, and then you're going to release this piece back here. That'll come out. Then there's another 8mm bolt right there. You want to pop up the door switches with a panel tool or something like that. Start in the front, pop it up like that. Pop the back up. Once it's up and out, you're going to unplug all the plugs like so. There's also a plug up here that you'll release once you get the door panel off. The plug release is towards the front of the vehicle. There's also two screws down here at the bottom of the door panel. You're going to want to remove those. Once those are all removed and you have the other hardware pieces removed, you'll lift straight up on the door panel. Come off just as so. Then there's two release tabs on the door handle itself. They're towards the front of the car. You'll just depress them in, allow the door handle to come into the front of the car just like that, and then just tuck it back through the hole. Then you want to unplug the mirror switch. Again, that plug release goes towards the front of the car. Pull it down. Once it's down and out, just continually lifting the door panel off. Once the door panel's off, you go ahead and remove the door handle hardware right here, the speaker, get that out, and then you'll apply the kit. This kit's already been done, so that's what your finished product will be like when it's all done. This product is amazing. It does extremely well with road noise, heat, speaker dampening. If you guys have road noise, this is definitely the product. We use it in all our custom builds here at Sound Deluxe, and it's by far the best product to use. SoundSkins USA all the way. All right, so now that we have the door panel already removed, we're going to be removing the vapor barrier and the door handle bracket, okay? These are 8mm bolts right here. I already have them loosened up. We'll just pull these off right here. This is about the only amount of hardware you're going to have to remove once the door panel's off, except for the speaker right there. So you remove this bracket right here, then you'll pull the 4 screws out for the speaker. You'll unplug that. Once that's all unplugged, you'll unstick the vapor barrier from all the way around. We already had this one off, so it just comes off real easy. So once that's all removed and everything, if there's some residual glue, it peels off pretty easy. You just got to keep pulling at it like this and it'll come off. It's not necessary, but if you want to remove it, you can. Once the vapor barrier is off, we're going to go ahead and clean the door again with the microfiber and alcohol or a good glass cleaner. Once that's all done, then we're gonna grab our SoundSkins template and we're gonna apply it right to it, okay? So now that we have the vapor barrier off and the door all cleaned up, we'll take our template here for the 09 to 14 F-150, peel the back off down just a little bit, the backing, allow you to align everything and start the process of the application. So I like to start right here in the corner. Get that lined up real good and just lightly tack it there. Allow you to grab the door handle and feed it through there. And then as you're going along, you're just going to want to line up with the holes that are there. So everything should line up perfectly there. And once that's tacked and held in good, just go from the back side. Start peeling down the backing. All right, so now that you have all the backing peeled up, it's easy if you hold it up like that to get all the backing off. Then go ahead and start laying it down like so, just making sure that everything's lined up. If it's not perfectly lined up, you can peel it back a little bit and reattach it. Make sure the bolt keepers are all in. Sometimes they'll slide to the side. If they do, just make sure you just realign them. So that way when you're putting your door handle bracket back on. It aligns up perfectly. The wire harness that was to the window switches, we want to tuck that into the speaker hole, and then we'll pressure attach the piece all the way around and kind of roughly outline the speaker. And then we're going to flush cut that with a razor blade, making sure we don't cut the wire. Once you get to the wire, you just stop and then pull it back and hand cut it there. So you just work yourself across here, making sure that it's all nice and attached real good, like so. And you take your razor blade. You can feel where the wire is right here. So we'll just dive in right here and just work our way around the blade, cutting it out flush, making sure not to cut the wire harness. And once you get it to where the harness cuts through, just lift it up and make a nice little incision right there. And then again, you'll take this piece and you'll stick it behind through the speaker hole and make sure it attaches to the back of the outer door skin. And that'll help with the back wave of the speaker. So you see right here, each car is a little bit different, so we just leave that cut or uncut so you can cut it. And then you just want to score it, not cut all the way through. And then open it up a bit, and that's when you're going to pull your harness back out, just like that. And make sure everything's nice and tight. Then you go ahead and plug in your speaker to your speaker wire right here, screw it back in, and then reverse the process. Don't forget to put your door bracket handle back on. That's pretty much it. All right, so here we are on the F-150 rear door panel. We're going to start by removing the door panel, and then we'll get to the inner part, remove the vapor barrier as well. You want to start by popping this piece off already. That'll come off. You have a screw right here that you want to remove, and you have the same size two at the bottom that you'll remove. And then there's just one more left inside the door release. You want to take a hook tool or something like that, and you want to stick it in the far corner and then pull out, and then the little sub panel will release like so. And then you'll remove an 8mm bolt, which we've already removed just for video purposes. So you remove that out. Once those are all out, it'll allow you the door panel slide straight up. Okay, so just pull straight up, it'll come out. Then to release the door handle, there's some release clips inside right here. You're just gonna push down on both of them. The door panel will come through the front. Just twist it sideways and then feed it back through. Then you'll disconnect the window switch, which is really easy. The clip is right here, and that faces towards the rear of the vehicle. So pull that down, door panel comes off, then it'll allow you to get to everything else. And basically all you gotta remove on this panel is this upper wire keeper and the screws that hold in the speaker, and remove and unplug the speaker. Clean the surface, put your SoundSkins on, and reverse the process, and you're all good to go. Okay, so now that we have the door panel removed already and the vapor barrier off, we're gonna use a cleaner to clean off the dust. We use invisible glass or anything with alcohol, something that's just gonna clean the surface real well to allow the SoundSkins to stick, okay? So I usually just spray it on the rag. Just do a quick wipe down where the area it's going to go, just to remove the surface dust and stuff like that. So now we're all wiped down and we're ready for our SoundSkins. So here we have our template, pre-cut template kit ready to go on. I recommend peeling back the backing a little bit and then applying it from the top, so you can line everything up perfectly. So you want to start by lining it with one of these holes for the door panel to go in, and then you're going to grab the door handle itself, feed it up through, and then go ahead and tack this in, again lining it up to where the door plugs will go to go through. So once that's all down, you can pretty much stick the top real good, and then flip it up. Then you're going to want to peel back everything. Get the backing off completely at this point. Okay, so now we have our backing completely removed. The wire harness is going to be here. Just stuff it where the speaker hole is, and we'll get to that in a second. So just work your way down, applying it, making sure all the holes are lining up. If it doesn't seem like it's lining up properly, you can peel it back a little bit and reset. But for the most part, it should lay down pretty smoothly. And then down at the bottom, you might need to stretch a little bit just to make sure it lines up with the holes. And then once it's on, I'm gonna kind of put some pressure around where the speaker hole is. And then we're gonna grab our razor blade and we're gonna trim it out right here. And that's gonna allow the plug to come through and attach back to the factory hole. And then you're gonna take that piece that you remove and you're gonna stick it on the outer skin of the door panel. What that does is it helps with the back wave of the speaker and stops the speaker actually from canceling, so you get better bass response doing it that way, okay? So let me grab my razor blade and we'll cut that right out, okay? All right, so now that we have our skin on, gonna wanna just put some good pressure around here and kind of outline the area where the speaker is. Remember, there's a wire going through there, so once you get to the point where you feel that lump, do not cut the wire itself. Just be very careful. So I like to start at the top and get your blade in, and it basically will just guide along the hole where the speaker is. When you get to where the wire is, you can see it pretty clearly right there. And then you can just trim cut it by hand right there. Then you'll pull your loom out. You kind of put a little slit in it right here just to get the wire up out of the area, like so. And then just try to seal it the best that you can, line it back up again, and that's just gonna go back into the stock location right there. Just need to trim a little more back here. Go just like that. So now that that's all done and cut out, you can go ahead and put your speaker back in. And it's real nice because it creates a whole nother gasketed area for where the speaker is going to go to. What I was talking about taking this piece earlier is you're going to take it and you're going to stick it in the back right behind where the speaker would go, and that'll help a little bit with the back wave of the speaker. Adds a little dampening to the outer skin as well. So our next step now is to put the speaker back in, make sure to plug it in, and then we'll be putting the door panel back on. That's it.